are now listening to Lauer Road Radio.
Hey, welcome one and all to the #1 podcast, winter, spring, and fall. Talking sports for the thrill of it all. Hey, talking life, but we're killing it all. Jason and Dan with the master plan. These are dangerous men with the mic in the hand. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. What? Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Yeah. Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Let's get it. What?
At Tanagra, when the walls fell. This is Dan always coming at you another time for Lauer Road Radio with my co-host as always, Jason and I. We are eating Dots Homestyle Snacks. Today's episode is sponsored by Dots Homestyle Snacks. All of the Dots products are very good. They make a Cheeto knockoff that's like a lot better than the Cheetos. They're Cheetos. You think you like Cheetos?
Yeah, I love Cheetos.
Try the Dots Cheetos.
Are they pork rind?
No.
Cheeto pork. See,
No.
that's what I want.
They might do that.
Okay.
But we're eating the pork rind. So today's
Don't
episode,
tell Dots
Yeah.
that they're.
Go to dots.com and enter Lauer Road Radio in the search bar. In the promo. How's that work?
I don't know. Promo code.
And it's also sponsored by IBC Root Beer. This is the first time I've drank an IBC Root Beer. It's got to be, we're talking 10 years.
It's good, isn't it? Have you had it? It's pretty solid.
Oh, that's smooth. All right. We also have Harrison. Harrison, what's your middle name?
Kenneth.
Kenneth? Harrison Kenneth. We got Preston here as the information czar. And Jesse.
Back.
No one. There was no formal invite or acceptance.
Well,
we came to terms. Jason, what were the terms that we came to?
Yeah. We're going to allow him back in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Well-
So he said either it's the potty humor or the 50 million. And we said, all right, keep doing the potty humor.
well, actually, so you're misrepresenting our entire conversation.
Okay.
Well, and by the way, Aaron,
I
the new
said-
up-and-coming talent, told the best potty humor that we've had in years.
It was a wonderful story.
It was fine. It was fine. Listen, I've had diarrhea that sloshed in my shoes too. No big deal. But no, you guys said it was either the 50 million or the potty humor. And because I am the guy that I am, I said, you know what? Keep the money. Let the potty humor in so that it sets an example for all the new up-and-comers.
Okay, yeah,
So
I'm bored
you're
already.
welcome. Yeah,
That's
me
fine.
too. Yeah, I know. I was trying. It's trying too hard.
No,
It's
listen,
fine. It's
I hate
fine.
to give you credit, Jesse.
fine.
I really do. But
too.
we
I get it.
no, we had a few people reach out and they really enjoyed your bit.
Yeah.
So
It was good.
It was a good. It was really a good idea, though. Really, more than
It was.
anything.
I mean, really, you're welcome
yeah,
because it was
I mean,
my
who-
idea.
Whoever had that idea and texted it to you, that's the person that I'm like, it's a good idea.
Preston texted Dan, who texted Jesse. Right?
Have I told the Jimmy Stewart joke yet?
I don't know. You do a halfway decent Jimmy Stewart impression.
So as I've said before, there's multiple Jimmy Stewarts. I like the old Jimmy Stewart the best, but I don't do that. I don't do that impression as well as I do the young. Oh, Mr. Potter, you can take your money and you can just. I'll tell you what. So I do that one better. But the old Jimmy Stewart's much more calm anyway. And he said, "Here's the joke. You ready for this? This is a good joke."
Okay.
He said, I was talking to my wife one day. This is just going to be a random voice.
Okay.
And, man, she kept on bugging me. And she kept on saying, you know, if I die before you, are you going to get remarried? I don't want to talk about it. You know, I don't want to. What are we going to talk about that before? If you die before me, are you going to get remarried? And he said, let's not. So day after day, she's just bugging him and saying, you know, is this going to happen? He goes, I don't know. I guess maybe. Yeah, maybe I will. Oh, okay. Well, do you think that you'll stay in this house? Right? Do you think you'll stay in this house? Yeah, I guess we'll. So with your new wife, you'll just keep the house. Yeah, I'll probably keep the house. Yeah, I'll probably just stay in the house. Well, what about the car? Are you gonna get a new car? No, we'll probably keep the car. Well, what about a bed? Are you gonna get a new bed? No, we'll just keep the same bed. Really? And she's just bugging him, and so finally she says, "Well, what about my golf clubs? Are you gonna give her my golf clubs?" And he said, no, I won't give her your golf clubs. She said, why? And he goes, well, she's left-handed.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good joke.
This is Johnny Carson, wasn't it?
Was it Johnny Carson?
I think it was
on Johnny Carson.
It was on
maybe
Johnny
there.
Carson. Yeah, it was pretty good. So, little side note. We were just watching something before we left the house, and there was a scene where someone was giving CPR to someone. Now,
I know how to give CPR.
are you certified?
No, but I have had someone who is certified explain. I had the dummy. I did the whole thing, and we all made the joke.
Like 70 beats a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but...
First I was
Okay, stop. Here's the thing.
Man, IBC Root Beer. It's good.
It is good.
It's like getting into my like essence of who I am as a person.
It threw you back to 16
It has
year old.
160 calories.
Don't read that. Now, it does say cane
40
sugar.
grams of sugar.
It says cane sugar.
Oh, well,
So
then
it's
what
not-
are we talking
It's
about?
not corn syrup. So, but in CPR, they really don't do a lot of mouth-to-mouth anymore, right?
Yeah.
Is it all chest?
It depends on the situation, but yes,
We're not giving medical advice, by the way.
No, I'll give medical advice.
I'll give tax advice too. I mean, who cares?
Well, they figured around COVID it was hard because everyone had the mask on, so giving mouth to mouth wasn't really helping because they were
Yeah.
trying to do it mask to mask.
Yeah, and
it
air
just
won't
wasn't-
go through the
It
mask.
just wasn't working.
Yeah.
So no. Apparently, because the issue is that your heart stops, and so they say if all you can do is just keep the heart beating, then that's fine. Sometimes they say you shouldn't even do mouth to mouth at all.
Yeah.
So.
I was
You're
thinking,
supposed to find that spot in the sternum,
Yeah.
right? And you're supposed to put the kind of hard part of your hand there. And you're supposed to push down harder than you think you are.
Yeah.
And in fact, you might even break their sternum, but
Right.
save their life.
right. So the question is,
Okay.
in the mouth-to-mouth scenario, in which, we're not saying, I mean, it's not,
I remember
It's very common.
I remember when I was in seventh grade.
Yeah.
And the mouth-to-mouth scenario was the nickname we gave my friend Brandon Levings at every school dance.
you're going to see the mouth-to-mouth scenario tonight.
Hey, boys, tonight there's going to be a mouth-to-mouth scenario. That's what he used to always say,
Yeah,
and it
good
bothered me.
good old-
Shout out to Brandon. Hope you're
What
hope
was
you're
his
watching
nickname?
the show. Brandon?
Cool.
We had a nickname for
We
him,
did, but I
didn't we?
can't remember what it is
Ice
now.
B?
Yeah, I think that's what
it
it
was.
was.
Ice B because
Yeah.
he really likes or liked, what was that kind of, there was a specific kind of iced tea that was very popular.
Arizona?
No, it was cool iced tea. Or
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
So-
matter.
so in a-
CPR,
In
mouth-to-mouth situation.
Mouth-to-mouth situation. In this room, is there anybody that you would let die?
The more accurate question might be, is there anyone I would let live if it came to mouth?
Yeah.
I have a pretty good sense that everybody in this room is what I would call a believer.
We'll meet again.
You're going to a better place, brother.
Save a spot for me.
So,
Yeah. I was thinking about that earlier, and I think Harrison might be the only one, because if I came home without Harrison, I'd be in trouble.
yeah.
But the rest of you, good luck.
I always think about Dumb and Dumber when he's trying to give mouth to mouth to the guy who's just ate the spicy stuff, and he's like pushing him. He's like, "It's a lot easier if you just hold back," So
But 100%, you would let these people die, right?
yes, I mean, I'll try to do the thing. And
Yeah,
I'll,
yeah, the chest all
I'm
day.
like they said that this is what you have to
Yeah,
do.
you don't have
know?
to do mouth to
And
mouth.
Jesse's like. I'm like, why are you?
Please, right here.
Well, it's the Sandlot thing too, right? The kid that jumps off the diving board and like drowns because, Wendy Peppercorn was
Wendy
the,
Peppercorn.
Yeah,
That was
Wendy
the lifeguard.
Peppercorn.
What a good name for
Wendy
a lifeguard.
Peppercorn. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
What is the classic?
Winnie Cooper.
Well, that's a different question, but we can do that one too.
Winnie Cooper, Wendy Peppercorn.
Yeah.
Winnie Cooper,
Winnie
Wendy
Cooper. The Super Cooper? Are we talking about the Super Cooper? Do you know who Winnie Cooper is?
No.
You don't know who Winnie Cooper is.
No, I'll do a quick Google search.
Winnie Cooper, the girl from Saved by the Bell,
Lisa.
Lisa from
No,
Sa-
Kelly. Not Lisa. Not Lisa. Kelly, I'm sorry.
Listen, I don't mind Lisa, but yeah, Kelly is
Yeah,
the...
no, it's Kelly.
It's Winnie Cooper, Kelly from Saved by the Bell, Wendy Peppercorn, and the mom from that 70s show. I don't know. trying to pick the last one. No, I was going to ask, what is the, because I was thinking about the pool.
Yeah.
What is the stereotypical, it's 1994.
Okay.
And
I'm
you're
there.
And it's summertime.
Sun swim
You're
pool.
at Sun
Prospect,
pool, or
Ohio.
Almost any pool in America, but
Okay.
let's say Sun swim pool, and you're walking.
Yeah.
What is the song that you hear in the background?
Straight up.
Straight up, tell me now, do you really want to dumb me forever? Oh. Hit and run. That's a pretty good one.
That's it. Or right said Fred.
Yeah.
I'm
too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy, yeah. That was the other one.
so sexy.
Have you seen the? You probably haven't seen it, but there was a Saturday Night Live where Conan O'Brien did an impression of him. You know, he's like, "I am currently too sexy to pay my mortgage payment." You know, because he only has a one-hit wonder. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
I would say, I can feel it calling in the air tonight. You know that song is about him watching a kid drown.
Yeah.
That's a dark song.
Which he refused to do CPR.
Mm-hmm. And the first time, the last time we ever met. I would say that's there. And then I feel like there's a Paula Abdul song.
That's straight up.
Oh, is that one?
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And then Gloria Estefan. What was that one?
I don't know.
Yes.
I feel like there's some type of New Kids.
Yeah, probably. But the ones that you gave were pretty good.
Straight up is...
Straight up now, tell me, do you really want to dump? I mean, hit and run. I don't know most of that.
And probably some Michael Jackson.
Down and out,
Right?
Yeah, I think so.
Billie Jean.
Billie Jean. I don't think that was as popular. If we're talking 94, I mean 84, like maybe late 80s, Billie Jean would be right
I
there.
thought you said 90s.
I said 90s.
Yeah.
But Billie Jean probably came out in 83.
Oh, no, I got you.
So,
Yeah.
if we're talking about what was really pumping
Yeah.
in 94. What's the Gloria Estefan song?
I don't know.
How are you? What are you doing?
I was looking at 1994 popular songs.
Okay, what? Read them. 1994.
read 'em.
Most popular
Okay.
songs. Pop.
Pop songs? Okay.
We're not doing that country stuff.
No. Gloria Estefan.
Because if it was country, it'd be Garth Brooks.
Yeah, come on. What are we talking about?
Let's see.
There
is.
They're all like, they all have Spanish titles, so I don't speak that.
So when I was at the pool, several years after you guys were,
Yeah.
I remember Drops of Jupiter playing.
What's Drops of
nonstop.
Jupiter?
Drops of Jupiter in your head, yeah.
Is that Coldplay?
Oh, you know what is another one that's really good?
What?
I get knocked down,
Yeah.
but I get up again. I don't know if that was that song.
That was a good one.
Yeah, this is Gloria Estefan. I don't know.
What's the song?
I don't know this song. It's her
Okay.
number one song. I don't know.
What's it called?
Con los años que me quedan?
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Preston, you've had time. What is the
What are the number
94
one hit
pop
songs?
All right. Ace of Base.
Oh,
yeah,
there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I swear.
All that she wants is another baby. She's going to mama, boy. All that she wants is another baby. Hey.
There's I'll Make Love to You.
I'll make love to you like you want me to.
Always.
I
Bon
don't know.
Jovi.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
And then With You by Mariah Carey.
With You by
don't know.
Mariah Carey. I don't know.
What else we got?
I mean, these are songs that came out in 94. So,
Yeah, yeah. So
in our
93. Hit
scenario,
93 really
yeah,
quick.
give us 93. This is fun. I like this. This is fun. I don't know if anybody else likes it.
See, also a lot of Nickelback. This early 2000s.
Well, early
Yeah,
2000s,
not
yeah.
90s.
Well, I was born in 93. I love the ones that's like, look at this graph, and it's like the COVID deaths or whatever.
That's one of the, that's a top
Yeah.
10 internet thing
Yeah.
for sure. There's no doubt about it.
Because Google's not giving you just a 93 list. They're giving me like top artists.
Oh my gosh, we have an information czar who really is not.
I'm going to Wikipedia even though I don't trust it.
All right. How about pop music from the Don't Speak from No Doubt. That was a big one. The Sign. I saw the sign, and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Say my name, say my name. That's 99.
Really?
Never.
Oh,
So, yeah, that's no good. 97 is Mbop, which is awesome. 97, Getting Jiggy with It.
you gotta go earlier. That was too late.
Maybe it wasn't a great time.
It wasn't a great time for music. No.
Yeah.
Listen, the 80s
All right.
had some pretty good music. And
Yeah, I feel like there should have been a Madonna song that was probably popular back then.
yeah, probably.
But Can't Touch This. Wonderwall. That is a horrible song. Wonderwall might be the most overrated song of all time.
I agree.
Everybody loves that song, and it's
I
horrible.
hate it.
It's awful. It's horrible. Isn't it?
No, it's pretty bad.
Okay.
It's the most
We can be done with this
overplayed 90s
discussion.
song ever.
Yeah. I want.
Okay, so
Some of them are inappropriate.
okay.
Oh, this is Brandon. Okay. One more. We'll end with this one.
This is a Brandon Leving special.
Brandon Levings loved this song.
Yeah.
Do you have to? Do you have to? Do you have to let it linger? And we used to sing, do you have to let a stinker?
Yeah.
And we thought it was pretty funny.
I still think that's pretty funny.
Comedy gold. All right, Jason, what do
Okay.
you got today?
How many
This
dogs?
cane sugar's going straight to my brain.
I know. You've hit a new high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. In New York City.
Oh,
New
okay.
York City.
New York City. You don't know what that is, do you?
Nope.
Okay, that's a great commercial.
It is a great commercial.
Mm-hmm.
How many dogs do you think live in New York City?
How many dogs? Before we say that, let me just say, I met a guy once who said, because I thought about great commercials, and I'll forget about this if I don't say it now. I met a guy once recently.
That really is good.
Isn't it good?
This
IBC Root Beer
is fantastic.
goes down so smooth. I met a guy who told me,
It's got to be cold.
"God,
You don't want a hot
What are we talking
IBC.
about?" And I don't want ice on it because it
No.
loses the foam.
Correct.
I like the foam. I met a guy once. He told me, and it was like a year ago. He told me that it's like 1989.
Okay.
He pulled up beside of a limo.
Okay.
They rolled their window down,
Pardon me. Do you have any Grey Poupon?
and the guy did.
Are you serious?
And he gave it to him.
Nuh-uh.
Yes.
I don't believe it.
I didn't believe it either.
I don't believe
I
it.
called him on it. It was like the first time we met. He was like a friend of someone that Erica knew in Montana.
You think it's legit?
I think it's legit. I don't think this. It would be
Okay.
a weird thing to
So
make up.
Do you think this limo guy was just?
I think he had jars and jars of Grey Poupon. You don't know
just
this.
waiting.
You don't know
just
this.
waiting.
do you?
He's
This
just
is make-
waiting for someone, right?
Yes.
Like just
I just-
begging for
please.
someone.
He's
Yeah.
been
And
there
it
all
just-
day.
Yeah, it just made
Do
the.
you guys know that commercial?
No, I
know
can't
of
get
it.
past
Okay.
Poupon. I just
Yeah.
Grey Poupon. Grey Poupon what? Grey Poupon.
It's
toilet
mustard.
seat?
It's
I
mustard.
don't know.
Grey Poupon was fantastic.
I don't care for it. So anyway, what were you gonna say?
How many dogs?
Oh, I'm sorry.
in
I
the
diverted
city of New York.
Do you know how many people? Can somebody Google something, please?
Well, I had the
600,000.
dogs.
That's the answer. Preston and I have been over here waiting on you to give
Okay,
your answer.
How many people?
We knew.
How many people are in New York City? That's what I wanted to know.
Well, that's not what.
That's not what we
Jason
looked
asked.
up.
The answer is 600,000.
Well, this.
That's how
Thank
many
you,
dogs.
Jason.
Well, I mean, you guys blew it. I mean, I
He was yelling at us.
Because I want to know how many people were in New York City.
don't know, 18 million? I'm guessing.
I'm also not the information czar. Okay.
You said 18 million? Yeah, no.
What is it?
It's 8 million.
Okay,
Oh, 8 million.
It's close, minus the one. So
I have no idea.
I don't know proportionally if that's a lot. 600,000 is a lot of dogs.
That's a
though.
lot of dogs. Yes, 600,000 dogs.
Do you think it's the most dogs per square mile of anywhere in the world? I'll bet somewhere in the Philippines they're just running wild. Just so many
Yeah,
dogs.
I mean, if there's like packs of coyotes and
Yes.
stuff, that might count towards the dog.
Yeah.
Or the dingoes.
yeah. Like, where do you think in the world? Yeah, I don't know if one could
Well-
Google this, but where do you think in the world is the highest percentage of dogs per square mile?
Density.
Density of dogs. It's got to be some
sounds like a-
major city in Asia.
Sounds like a CD,
Density of dogs.
like an album.
There was a heavy metal band in the 80s called Density of Dogs.
So to find out,
They used to open up for
Well-
throat vomit.
there is a statistic that there is about 52.1 dogs per 100 humans.
52.1 dogs per 100 humans where?
In the world?
Yeah, in the world.
In the world. I wonder if that includes wild dogs.
Probably.
Okay.
Okay, so here is my other half of that.
Okay.
600,000. There are 600,000 dogs in New York City. There are more dogs in New York City than live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, people.
Yes.
There's more dogs in New York City than people in Akron, Ohio. That blows my mind.
Yeah. What do you think the dogs think about it? That's Tim Allen. That's not a dog.
Okay.
Interesting, Jason.
I'm just thinking, that's a lot of dog poop, too.
I've been teasing it for a while. Let's just go ahead and get to
New
the
York smells
Wendy's
like poop.
story. What's that?
I mean, New York really smells like poop. So
Have
Yes.
you been? Have
Yeah,
you
I've
been there?
been.
It's awful.
I've been.
It's
It
been a
smells
while
like
since I've
sewage.
been there.
It's the whole city smells like sewage.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah. New York City is the worst. You could not pay me. Like, if you paid me $20 million to live there, I don't think I would do it.
I think about moving
I don't
there
think I would.
sometimes.
Listen, the average dog produces 3/4 of a pound of dog poop per day. So there is almost 600,000 pounds of dog poop per day
That's a lot.
getting pooped in
you
New
think
York
about
City.
How much?
How many pounds of poop do you think you?
Well, today,
On average.
on
Not just
average,
today.
I mean, the last time
it's
you
gotta
weighed
be
it.
it's got to be like. So yesterday it weighed in at like 2.8 pounds.
I don't.
Do you put a bowl on the scale and
Yeah,
make
and
the
I tared
difference?
it. I tarred the
Okay.
scale
All right.
first, so it was
Yep.
zeros.
So it's zeros, and then the bowl goes on
And
the
just-
scale.
Yep.
Yeah,
You know, I should have taken the 50 million.
probably should have. I teased it last week, and I'm finally going to tell the story that everybody's been asking about.
The chili story.
chili. So I was at Wendy's, as you do.
Are you a seasonal chili guy?
I'm a definite seasonal chili guy.
So you're not doing chili in June.
I'm thinking
July.
late, like probably in reality,
Late September.
I was going to say October.
Yeah.
Depending on where I live.
Late September.
Now, if I'm further north, September might get it, but I would say
Yeah.
October,
April.
March.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm September to April.
Yeah,
You could be October to March.
yeah.
That's fine.
That's my chili season right
Yeah.
there. I mean, I might have a chili dog in the summertime.
Listen.
That's a different thing.
Between Memorial Day and Labor Day, there is no reason to have a chili.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So I'm at Wendy's.
Now, have I had a chili during that time?
of course you
Yeah,
have.
of course.
Yeah, you're human, right? You're gonna just not eat chili when it exists.
Are you telling me I can't have it? I can't have a chili?
Oh, now I can't have chili, huh?
No, I want chili every day.
I'm going to eat all the chili. So I'm at Wendy's, as you do, and I don't get chili often at Wendy's, but their chili is pretty good.
It's a treat.
It's treat. Every once in a while, and this is how I'll order it. I'll be like, they're like, "Welcome to Wendy's. What can I get you?" And I'm always like, you know what? I'm gonna have a chili. That's how I say it.
Yeah.
You know, as like they're waiting. You know what? I'm gonna have a chili.
You know how I order it?
Huh?
I will take the largest chili you can give me.
Yeah.
That's how I order.
The other day,
a biggie cup.
the girls wanted a chocolate chip cookie
From Wendy's?
from Wendy's, and they said, so I said 2 chocolate chip cookies, and I said that, and they said no. Well, actually, all we have right now is I don't remember. It was something else, some other kind of dessert. And I looked at the girls, and they're like, I said, no, that sounds gross to us. Thank you. I like to have fun. So, did I ever tell you about the time that I drove through and told the person at Sonic that I loved them? I've told that story before, haven't I?
I remember the Wendy's girl told.
No, she said I had beautiful eyes, but I was at Sonic and I had the kids with me, and
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
And I asked them what's the cringiest thing I could tell the person as I was pulling away. And Levi said, "Tell them you love them." I'm like, okay. And so they gave me my order, and they said, "All right, have a good day." I was like, "You too, love you, bye." So I think it brightened their day.
Yes. You know, I brightened your day the other day
You did.
at Panera.
You opened up the curtains. Yes, you scared the crap out of me at Panera. I'm sitting right by the window.
It's like 9
and
o'clock
Jason,
at
like
night.
a crazy person in the middle.
Pounded
bangs
on the window. Yeah.
Scared me. It scared the bagel right out of me. So I'm at Wendy's and I'm sitting there observing like you do. And these people are upset, and so I kind of lean in. Erica's talking still, but I've tuned her out a while ago. So I kind of lean in.
Like 2004.
Around then.
Yeah.
You know, every once in a while I'll be like, "What'd you say?" Okay, never mind.
Dan, the chili's not that important. God.
So I'm leaning in. I'm listening to this, and meanwhile, Erica's like the Peanuts, teacher in the background. Yeah, okay. Right. And
You plug your ear.
and they're getting what was that? Okay, all right. So they're getting upset. I'm like, what's going on up here? And they said, can we just have our chili? And she said, I'm sorry, I can't give it to you.
Yeah.
I can't give it to you right now. And they said it's there, it's made, I ordered it, I'm ready to go, I want the chili. Anybody want to guess why they couldn't give them the chili?
I have a couple guesses.
Okay.
Temperature.
Yes.
The temperature of the chili. Mm-hmm. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
It was too hot.
Oh, that's a twist. I thought it was going to be
Too
cold.
hot. And they said legally they're not allowed to give it away until it cools down.
Put it in a bowl and let it cool off in the bowl?
Well, yeah, but I don't know. I guess somehow they had a rule, like if it's this temperature, then you have to wait for so long before you can serve it.
Yeah.
And they have a company policy. And the guy's like, I'm not going to sue you. I'm taking this chili home.
Yeah.
It's going to be cold by the time.
I would prefer it be
I'd love
hot
it to
hot.
be as hot as it can be. Like I promise you, I'm not going to come back and sue you.
Yeah.
Can you just give me my chili? They're like, sorry, sir, we cannot do it.
Yeah.
And of all the corners I've seen them cut at Wendy's,
Yeah.
that's where they decided to draw their line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Was
come
it
on,
an
what are we
adult or was it a child?
talking- They were adults.
Okay.
They look like managers in training to me.
Yeah.
See,
that's the
you know
problem.
What I'm saying.
If it was a
It's
teenager,
a work
like
release program, and they're trying to.
they had orange on underneath their uniform.
So yeah, it was a real funny situation. I don't know, maybe it wasn't.
No, I figured it'd be too cold
I
because you
know.
don't want to get people sick.
Hence, that's the twist,
That's
Jason.
the twist.
That's the twist.
There's a whole M. Night Chili thing going on there.
It's a whole M. Night Chili thing going on here. If you play cards with my grandpa, he takes his hat off and he puts it back on. And the further in the game gets,
It progressively goes further
the
and further
more
back.
his hat comes off of his head. And it gets to a point, at some point, you're like, how is it even on there anymore? Well, cheese and crackers, Dan. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do. Bam. So, all right.
I would like to see Fat Olympics.
Explain.
Everybody who is registered in the competition has to be over 400 pounds.
Okay.
Pick a weight.
Is height, though, like, what if you're a really short person? Could you be 300 pounds? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I got you. Like maybe a obesity.
Like
Like,
a-
what's the OBI or
Yeah.
what's that
BMI.
called? BMI. That's what
BMI.
it is. So yeah, maybe it's like a BMI of
Just
like
as like BMI.
Body mass I.
he's like BMI mass. No, like what was it? 24 is obese, maybe. Do you know, Jesse? What are you?
They told me I was like 39 and a half.
No,
so
you're
I
not
don't know.
39. I think 21 is
I
like
think, yeah,
obese,
it's
maybe.
low 20s, yeah.
And 24 is like
They're
morbidly
like,
obese.
you're more fat cells than you aren't.
Okay, so let's call it this. Let's call it the morbidly obese Olympics.
Right.
I'm
So
in.
that way, short people don't have to.
Yeah, you don't
be
have
even
to add
more
extra weight.
morbidly obese.
Yeah. So if you're like 4'9", you might be 280,
Right.
right? But if you're 6'8", you might be 520, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's no limit on the upper end.
I think is there a difference? Like, is there a difference between morbidly obese and obese?
Yeah.
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 It's like the difference less-bidly obese.
More and less. I follow. It's not funny.
But there is.
Well, I was just thinking about next time I go into the doctor, if I've lost any weight,
I
I'm like,
lessably
hey,
obese?
I'm lessably obese.
Last time you said I was morbidly obese.
I'm less obese now.
It could work in the
It
right
could, it
situation.
could.
Yeah, that didn't.
There, you know what? You throw them against the wall, and
Hey,
sometimes
not
they don't
everything's
stick.
gonna stick.
Not everything does. So, but there is a difference between a morbidly obese person. Is the implication you're gonna die? Hence the word morbid.
At any given time.
Yeah, like
yeah.
you could drop dead from fatness.
Correct.
There was recently a woman on 60 Minutes being interviewed, and 60 Minutes is a crazy liberal,
Yeah.
thing anyway. But the lady doing the interviewing, the reporter,
Yeah.
Leslie,
Johnson.
Nielsen. She's the one that's been there forever.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, and
She's blonde.
yeah, or she was. I don't know. She's probably not naturally blonde anymore. She's probably been gray for a while. But she's interviewing this lady, and the lady that she's interviewing is a healthy looking person, and she's explaining about obesity. And she said, here's the thing that people don't understand about obesity. She said 70% of obese people it's strictly and only because of genetics. It has nothing to do.
That's a lie.
It has nothing to do with exercise, habits, or food. It is only their DNA, right? And even the 60 Minutes reporter who just really wants to go along with her, she's like, she was so confused.
Yeah.
And she's like, she's like, nope, that's the way it is.
No.
And
on that, I don't trust the science.
I don't trust the science.
Yeah.
So what percentage would you give it? Because I know what I think.
Okay.
She said 70.
No, pose the question. I'll tell you the percentage.
How many percentage of obese people?
Can't help it.
It's strictly genetics. It has nothing to do with diet or exercise.
5%.
5%.
0%.
You say 0.
It's not
As a morbidly obese person who can't stand most
I don't
other
think you're
morbidly.
morbidly
Listen,
obese.
I looked
No,
up the
technically
statistics.
he is.
Obesity is a BMI of 30 or more.
Okay.
Morbidly obese is a BMI of 40 or more, or 100 pounds overweight.
So what are you?
I'm 270.
So on the obese scale?
Well, no, I would say I should probably only weigh. I'm kind of borderline.
You're obese.
You're
Yeah,
right there.
I'm right there.
But you're on the line of
solidly-
morbidly
I'm
obese.
on the line.
You're solidly obese.
Solidly obese. I am cemented in the
You're
obese category.
sumbedly obese.
Mostly obese.
You know what? We keep on hitting this. It's going to be
Yeah.
funny eventually.
Yeah, eventually we'll get there.
But yeah, no, I'm sorry.
Kind ofly obese.
Most definitely.
But no,
Most
0%.
bidly obese.
I'm trying to make a serious point here.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
You say it's 0%.
I say it's 0%.
It's not 0.
Listen, if someone were to eat the proper diet and exercise on a daily basis, they would not be morbidly obese.
Let's get into it, Jason.
I would-
counterpoint.
Period.
No. I think there are some genetics, like thyroid issue, things like that.
Yes,
That's a
but
legit thing.
But here's the thing: they can control that with proper diet.
yeah. No.
Thyroid issues, almost 95% of health issues.
Well, that's what
can be
Jason said,
solved
5%.
by.
Yeah, 5%.
But here's the thing: I think someone
just
could
made my point.
No,
He's like, no, listen, 95%. All right.
I think no.
You don't know math, do you?
They may be overweight,
Mm-hmm.
but you cannot become 100 pounds overweight or be 40% body mass index
Strictly
overweight.
because of,
Strictly because of.
I mean,
I knew a lady
genetics.
that was confined to a wheelchair. Her legs no longer worked.
Shouldn't have been morbidly obese.
But you can't exercise that
yeah,
off.
but that's not
No, but
genetics.
she got there. How did she get there?
But that's
though?
not genetics, though. So there's a difference between that.
Well, I'm just saying, I think there's 5% of the population that cannot control.
the fact that they're obese.
It's beyond them. Like, they're obese, and there's really not much.
because that's a very specific situation.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I think 5 in 100 are going to be obese no matter what.
So if we took 100 people, the average people in America,
Yeah.
and from childhood, right? Because that affects a lot of it too. From childhood, fed them the proper human diet, and they exercise.
Why are they
every
eating
single
human?
day. and really, why would they? And why would they eat proper humans? If we're gonna eat humans, we should eat improper humans in the first place.
Okay.
But if from childhood they ate appropriately and exercised on a daily basis, maybe they would end up overweight, but they certainly would not end up morbidly obese if they
Okay.
continued that trajectory.
Okay. I mean, I'm with you. I'm willing to give a little grace to people who
See, you
have
have
problems.
to because you're lessedly obese than I am.
Yeah.
I can say as someone who's borderline morbidly obese, nah.
You're like the
I don't let that
you're like the
happen.
Ben Carson of fat people.
Yes, absolutely.
Other
I
fat
like
people
that.
hate you.
Yes. And I don't like most of them.
It's mutual.
Yeah.
So listen, fat, morbid,
You're
obese.
like an Uncle Fat Albert. Like an Uncle Tom, but an Uncle Fat Albert. I'm just trying to make it work.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, it doesn't. So
I love how tonight Jason's the killjoy. Like, no. You guys are
This
fine.
root beer is doing something different to you than it is doing to me.
You're really triggering my IBS.
the morbidly obese Olympics. I just want to see it. I want to see long jump with morbidly obese people. Right?
They
I want to
even
see
make
the
it there?
100-meter sprint. with morbidly obese
It'd be like
people.
a 12 meters per
I wanna
and
see-
then an 88-meter walk.
I want to see
I'll
the
bet
high
it-
dive
I'll bet
with
it's-
morbidly obese people.
I'll bet it's more impressive than you think. Like,
No,
cause,
but
because there's
listen,
some people
I'm just-
out there like Chris Farley,
Yeah,
right? Like,
I know he's doing cartwheels and stuff.
or like the round mound of touchdown. That
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
that
yeah.
what was?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
but what was that big, huge basketball player?
Oh yeah, Oliver, something or
Twist.
other. Yes.
Well, Charles Barkley at one point became.
Yeah,
the
but he
round
was
mound
never
rebound.
obese. Like
He was
when
pretty
played.
fit when he played. But here's the thing: I just think it'd be fantastic. I think every event, like every single event,
Like shot put would be like okay.
Well,
but
that's
a lot
their-
of them.
yeah, the rest-
high jump.
high jump,
High jump.
I wanna
Morbidly
see
obese
it.
high jump would be so much fun.
3.7
Listen.
inches.
pole vault,
Pole vault. What are we talking about?
That would have to be.
Well,
all right, the
they'd
Mount
they'd have to
Rushmore.
use 2x4s.
The Mount Rushmore of Olympic events that you would want to
Okay.
watch if
Morbid-
they were
all right.
more.
This is pretty
listen,
good. This is pretty
listen.
good. High diving.
high
number
dive.
one.
High dive is my George Washington.
Number one. I just want to see a morbidly obese person who's so good at it that they hit the water. Bloop. Like,
How did that happen?
that's impressive.
Is it synchronized swimming
Synchronized swimming would be fun.
as a team?
There'd be a lot of deaths, I think.
No CPR on that one either.
Okay, so high diving is number one. I think a
Pole
high-
vault?
pole vault, definitely. I guess pole vault's for sure.
Just one guy has to clear, and he's the gold.
Yeah. For some reason, I feel like the 100-meter dash would be so much fun. Don't you think?
No, wait. What about 4x1 relay?
Oh yeah, 4x1 relay.
Because you get to see more people.
Yeah, I mean the
Yeah.
chaos.
Yeah, that'd be
People
awesome.
falling all over the place.
4x1.
4x1
Okay, so we got
And,
the high dive, the 4x1. Are we doing
Oh,
pole vault?
isn't there one dressage? Is there dressage?
I don't even know what that. What are you talking about?
That's like the fancy horse riding. You know,
Oh gosh.
the horses don't. Do the horses have to be obese? Have you ever seen an
Sure.
obese horse? Somebody
Yeah.
Google search
Yeah.
an fat horse. It has to exist.
I'm sure it exists.
Yeah.
What are we missing?
It feels like there's an event we're missing, but those are all great.
The luge.
The luge. Well, that's
That says Winter Olympics. That's a whole different
Winter
thing.
Olympics. The luge would be. They get stuck.
Bobsled. 4 fat guys in a bobsled.
And he's like wiggling.
They have to cut it. They have to cut it at the end. Cut the thing at
Yeah,
the
yeah,
end
yeah,
because
yeah.
they can't get them out. Yeah.
Jaws of
pretty
life.
good. That's pretty good. I mean, just downhill skiing would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I would think.
Downhill rolling.
The long jump
Yeah,
skiing,
yeah, yeah,
whatever
yeah.
that one is. That'd be where the skis go out and they try to catch some air.
I'm pretty sure this
Can you
image
imagine
is
the
photoshopped, but here's a fat horse.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Photoshop,
Yes,
but that's
definitely
fantastic.
Photoshopped.
Can you imagine the momentum they would get going downhill on the skis?
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know why this is not happening.
They would snap their legs when they landed, though. Right?
Every bone in their body.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way they could survive that.
Yeah. So-
Ice hockey?
Ice skating.
Yeah, like figure skating.
Figure skating would be
Oh,
awesome.
what about gymnastics?
Doubles figure skating, where he's got to throw her up in the air.
I'll have the time of my.
And I think it's funniest if in that event only she is obese.
A skinny little guy.
He's a skinny
with a
little guy.
400-pound lady.
It'd be fun to watch.
Yeah.
I think we're missing out.
Yeah.
I think someone, I
This
don't
is-
know who this person is.
You have a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
And many of them are not very good.
I'm agreeing.
This one's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I don't know how we make this happen.
Morbidly
It would-
obese Olympics.
Yeah. And are we laughing at fat people?
Yes.
Yeah, but we're fat.
We are
And
fat.
listen, I've been fatter than I am now. Not as fat as you, Jesse, but I've been fat. So, I mean, I think it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, I sent you the Instagram reel of like these two 600
Dude,
pound,
I've seen that so many times.
the diet soda.
Do
Sodies?
you guys drink water? Do you drink water through the day?
No,
what
we
do you
drink sodies.
We drink sodies.
Like
Sodas?
like how many sodas do you drink? And she's like, like 12. Like, you drink 12 sodas a day? And
drink-
she's like, well, they're diet. And she goes, well, our mom said that if you ever had a sugar, you drink a diet soda and it cancels it out.
She goes, do you believe that? And she's like, well, we did when we were kids.
Yeah,
Like, is this the sisters that
Yeah.
weigh 1,000 pounds or something?
Oh,
like that?
yeah. They're huge. I mean, they're
Didn't
massive.
one of them lose a bunch of weight?
I don't know.
I think she did, and she got like married and everything.
I don't know.
I don't really follow. I can't with that.
Listen, the
Because
600
to me, the 600-pound life is like there's like hope. They're like trying to lose weight. They're helping them. This is just, I think, glorifying the fact that they're over. It's just making fun of them, and
Yeah,
I would
I
never
agree.
make fun of fat people
Yeah.
to their face, except if it's Jesse.
Well, and behind the microphone, we're not looking at anybody.
no, and just for the record, no, I'm not going to do that. All right, what?
So
It is what it is.
looking up, there was an article in 2016 that is agreeing with our statements how there needs to be a fat Olympics.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So I'm not the
So-
first.
No, you're not the first.
So who would be the richest fat person? Can we Google that? Because that guy needs to sponsor it.
Oh, sure.
Like whoever the richest fat person is, or the fattest richest person, to be able to say he's going to put his money behind this. This is going to be televised.
Yeah.
I like how it was the first thing, like I was having richest fat man in the world.
Okay,
It was the
yeah.
first-
Someone searched it before. Yeah.
Richest
Let's see.
fat.
Oh, this is from
man
2012.
in-
I mean,
That's fine.
there's a Venn diagram of this.
Yeah,
Fatness
for
and
sure.
richness.
I'll bet there's not as many fat rich people though. Like I'll bet a lot of
I
rich.
don't know.
You think so?
I bet.
Daniel
it's-
Lambert, I guess,
Oh, yeah,
in
Daniel
history
Lambert.
was.
I don't know who
I,
that
I
is.
don't know.
Well, he's a big boy.
Okay, well, morbidly obese Olympics. Do we need to do Netflix?
Yeah, let's do Netflix suggestion of the week.
Netflix, watch these shows with us. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Netflix, watch these shows with us. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Or maybe Amazon Prime or something like that, like YouTube. Or we don't want to put a box around what you watch, so
We can get
you never
10 cents
know.
for this in Michigan.
A pull of Kramer. How many bottles have you gotten your finger stuck in?
I lost count a long time ago. I don't.
It's more than a few.
It's more than it should have been. Yeah.
Okay, so
All right.
my Netflix suggestion, I'm going to double down on yours last week. I watched it.
Oh, you watched it, the Pez Outlaw.
the Pez Outlaw.
Was I right that it was something you would like?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's one of the best documentaries I've seen.
Yeah. The moment I started watching, I was like, this is a Jason documentary.
It's better than the Pepsi thing, I think.
Oh, okay.
I really do.
I feel like the Pepsi thing didn't have to be as long as it was.
Yeah, if they consolidated the Pepsi, I
Yeah.
think it could have been a lot better. But
Yeah.
I understand they want to stretch that stuff
Sure.
out. But this Pez Outlaw is fantastic. This guy is crazy.
Yes.
And what's fantastic, I mean, this won't give anything away, but there is a point where there's this beef between him and the president,
The president.
right? The American president of Pez.
Yes.
Right? And he's flying over to Europe and getting these Pez dispensers, right? And bringing them back in. And these guys hate each other.
Yeah.
And this guy was paranoid to the point that he thought the president was having people follow him.
Yeah.
He really was.
Yeah. Turns out.
Turns out he was right.
Yeah,
Like
uh-huh.
his paranoia, everybody at the time said, you're just being paranoid, all this other stuff. He's like, no, people are following me.
Yeah.
And then years and years during the documentary,
Yeah.
the
They
guy
tell him.
told him, he's like, yeah.
And he's
people-
cracking up laughing. He's like, that's hilarious.
Are you for real?
Yeah,
They
uh-huh.
really did have people follow me?
Yeah.
He's like, I guess I wasn't crazy.
Yeah.
So
It's a great documentary. Very
Yeah.
interesting. The whole
So
concept.
the whole loophole of Pez did not they patented the product, but they did not go to customs and border to regulate the flow of the product.
Right.
That's the loophole,
Which they should have.
which they should have.
Somebody somewhere got fired.
Yeah, so he's bringing duffel bags stuffed with these Pez dispensers
And making bank.
ginormous money.
Yeah, he's selling them for thousands of dollars a pop. Like selling one of the Pez dispensers paid for his flight.
Yeah. No, he's buying it for like 10 cents a pop
Yeah.
and selling them for $1,000. Crazy.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
It's pretty awesome.
But the whole Pez
And somehow
interna-
he just seemed to be a kind of guy that could just walk into a place.
Well, so this is the part I like too. He's a dummy.
Yeah.
Now he's like intellectually, like he might score low on an ID, like on a IQ type of thing, but he's like very street smart. Like he understands.
I guess I think he also there's a brazenness to him.
Yeah. I'll also say this: sometimes people are so dumb they don't know they can't do it.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so there's an assumption that, yeah, of course I could do that. And then he walks in and the people are just probably, just get out of here. Okay, fine. Take him or whatever.
But he pulls out American money and they're like,
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
At the time, Hungary was like Eastern Bloc and they're like, the whole country's in poverty.
Yeah. It wasn't called full.
They're hungry. You pull out some American dollars and of course you're going to make a deal.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
Just
That
line in the
means
pockets.
something.
The Pez pockets.
Used to mean something.
Yeah, not anymore.
Not anymore.
So anyways, Pez Outlaw on Netflix. Fantastic. It's probably in my top 10 of all documentaries. And that's a big statement because I love docs.
Yeah.
So it made the list.
Cool. It's
What's your-
good. I'm
what's
glad
yours?
that you watched it. Mine is found on Apple TV because I have Apple TV free for like a year.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm trying to work my way through the catalog, as it were. And it's this Isaac Asimov adaptation called The Foundation. It's a science fiction thing.
I saw it.
And it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the concept is very interesting. Isaac Asimov is the same guy that wrote iRobot, so he's a very smart guy. Like, just the way he thinks is, the whole he created the rules for robots. That's him,
Right.
And so he's a very inventive thinker, and the whole science fiction scene when he was writing, like in the '60s, was like Ray Bradbury, all these guys was like blowing up,
Yeah.
and he was right in the middle of it. And so this is it's 3 books that it's based upon. The Foundation is the name of the show. The trilogy of books is called The Foundation, and it's in the future, like the distant future. And at one point, this is the part that I was like, this is so interesting. Something I've never seen anywhere else. And I thought it was such an interesting twist. There's an emperor, like of the universe, basically, and he kind of controls everything. And
is it galaxy or universe? Or does it matter?
I think they're saying galaxy, maybe, but I'm
it's like
not
the
really
Milky Way
sure.
galaxy or
but,
something.
But you definitely get a sense it's like
This is a head
hundreds
honcho.
of planets,
Yeah.
and he's just in charge of it all. And as the emperor, then he decides that instead of having children and then rolling the dice that my sons and grandsons after me are going to be as good of a ruler as I am, he says, I'll just clone myself.
Right.
And they have a genetic dynasty.
Right. And there's always 3 of them.
There's always 3 of them.
Right.
And so it's dawn, day, and dusk. And day is the emperor. Dusk is like the older wise sage, and dawn is the one that's learning how to be that. But it's the same guy.
Right. Genetically the same.
Genetically. And then when dusk gets to a certain age, he walks into this incinerator or something, dies, and then the new baby is born, and then the transition of power happens.
Yeah.
And it's
fantastic.
Yes, it's that whole concept, and then what that means. Like, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Like to kind of explore that, and the show's pretty good. There are some quibbles that I would have. There are some things that I'm not like, they didn't necessarily have to show that. It's not like out of control with like really inappropriate things. But it's got a couple spots that I fast forwarded that I'm like, it's not necessary. But it's not like completely out of control. It's not like some of these shows, but very interesting, pretty well done. I have a couple beefs, but overall, we've been very into it.
I just love sci-fi, and I'm a sucker for a good sci-fi.
And this is a good sci-fi.
Yeah, it is.
It's got a Dune feel.
Yeah.
But also kind of almost a Battlestar Galactica feel.
Absolutely.
With it. It's
Yeah.
very interesting. I think you would like
and
it.
I've seen it.
Oh, you have seen it.
I told you there's always 3 of them.
I just figured you somehow heard about it.
No,
or
I had Dad's Apple TV for a year.
Okay.
Last year.
Yeah.
I didn't share the password with you. I was just using it myself.
That's fine.
Because I didn't you like that password gets out too much. I don't want that to get locked down.
No, I hear you. Well, Apple makes it hard because everything is so like geared for your own. I think they do the best.
Yeah,
No, I've no doubt that you can figure it out. I'm just not quite as inventive as you are.
Yeah.
But you liked it.
Yeah. I thought it was really, really good.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for sci-fi.
Yeah, I thought it was very good. My theory is that the girl, that the main, not the depending on the main girl, the girl who's like the warden, at that planet. I haven't read the books, but I'll bet you that's a dude in the books.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they
wokified
decided
it.
feminism.
One of the sci-fis, I see stuff where all the time. I've always wanted to jump on board, but the truth is I don't know how. Is Doctor Who. So the franchise is massive.
Yeah,
I mean, it goes
it
back
is.
to what, the 60s maybe?
I feel like you would like it.
I'm
think it goes
sure that I
past the
would.
60s.
Is it
'Cause
before
they-
the 60s?
They started like the radio. It was like
Oh.
a radio show.
Are you a Doctor Who guy?
I was for a while.
Okay.
It
He's
depends.
grown past
There's
that.
some doctors that are better than others.
Yes,
I've
it's very like.
Who's
Listen,
the David Tennant is the best
Yes.
one. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. How much did you watch? Like 10 seasons?
I watched
15?
like David Tennant stuff a lot.
Which is what, 10?
It's yeah.
So Erica and I started from the beginning of the new show and there was 1 year with the one doctor, and then David Tennant was after that, and together I'd say we watched like 5 seasons, and then
Okay.
she watched like another 5 without me.
Yeah.
and then
So-
she gave up on it.
The question is, where do I start? Do I try to go back to
No.
the...
No.
No, just start with. In the first season is nuts. It's like weird, super
Okay.
weird.
So whatever the newest version,
Yes.
but not the newest, or is it part of the same timeline or
I
whatever?
think it's part of the same. It got really weird after David Tennant kind of.
It's like mid '90s, whatever
Yeah,
the
yeah.
new version
Okay.
of the show. It was gone for a long time.
Yeah,
and
and
then
it
when
came
it
back.
came back,
Okay.
it's that series. It's that guy and then David Tennant and then Matt Smith was after him.
Yeah.
And the Matt Smith stuff was, I think, pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
But I never saw. Then there was an old guy after
I
that.
literally know nothing about it.
Yeah.
I just see like commercials and advertisement, but I know that I will probably like it.
I think you will.
Yeah.
And yeah, if that day ever comes where you find yourself with like so much free time, it's never gonna happen. Because
when-
it's quite the catalog to work through.
Teddy's
Yeah.
10, so 8 years from now.
Because I think you're
I'll
watching
be able to do it.
something that started in the mid '90s and is still happening today.
No, listen,
not
I
as
can
frequent,
binge.
Though. I think they've like only gone down to do like
Oh, really?
holiday specials. Past,
Oh,
like
really?
5-6 years.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
I know how to binge.
You're a good binger. I've
love
always said
binging.
that about you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a show.
Leave a Google review.
Yeah. Go to Google. And let me read one Google review before we go. This is found on, if you go to our Google reviews.
So if you go to the website, at the bottom of the website, you can see the Google reviews.
Hazel left us a 5-star review. If you like listening to a bunch of guys laugh and talk about stuff, then this show is for you. If you're looking for an informational TED Talk style show, then go elsewhere. These guys are idiots. And I don't think anything could explain our show
That's
better than
the
that.
perfect description.
That is the perfect description. All right, this is Dan signing off for Jason, reminding you to always keep your stick on the ice and never wear the blue sweats.
So, Booba, say, good dog.
I have spoken.
9-9.
He's back.
Ah, it feels so
And
good.
he's back.
Thanks for taking it for me last week, Preston. I appreciated that.
I was enjoying it, not having it for a week.
Did Aaron say it, or was
It was me.
That was Preston.
Good.